We went in there, we found the person about $80,000 sitting there. And then all I had them do is opt in to let us start handling it for them. Now, here's some real numbers.
A lot of my friends who are selling, they have no idea how much money they're actually leaving on Amazon's table. Just because they don't check it, they give for granted that it's okay, Amazon knows everything. If there is anything going wrong, Amazon will take care of that, because that's the assumption that all the sellers have. So why we're here today? We're already recording and we already got in. We don't care, like let's just do this. I got my friend Rob Stanley from, as you can see in the background, Getida. That when I think about Getida, it means like get the freaking money. Get it now, get it now. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Good to see you, man. It's been a few months, and Getida actually stands for Get Intelligent Data Analytics. So Get IDA is basically the acronym, I guess you could say. So it's great to be on the show. We got I'm sure tons of things to talk about. We I don't know if anybody knows, but David actually was either my first or second person I ever did my podcast. That was like 3 podcasts ago that I used to own. Now I have my Sellernomics. I'm going to get David on again.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things we talk about. What do you want to talk about today, David?
First, I want to know, what is Getida, and why did I mention get your money back? Why people call you the money man, and how can it help Amazon sellers? And it will also help me, because I'm going to be an affiliate and I'm going to give you guys the best link to get your money back.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like I said, Getida stands for Get Intelligent Data Analytics. So what we do is we help Amazon FBA sellers with refunds and reimbursements. So what happens is that Amazon FBA sellers, they get their items into the warehouse, or let's say they're shipping even their items over to the warehouse. Could be that you're already importing it directly into Amazon, or maybe you have a third-party facility that you bring your items in and then you kind of bring them into Amazon's FBA center as needed. Well, as soon as Amazon picks up that, let's say, pallet of stuff to bring into their FBA facility, whether it's picking up the port or the 3PL, soon as Amazon takes possession of your items for FBA, it's Amazon's responsibility to make sure that those items are cared for and get to the warehouse and don't get lost, damaged, or broken. So what happens is, as soon as they pick those up, you put them on that truck and they leave your warehouse or leave the warehouse that you're or the dock. Those are Amazon's responsibility. So things can happen. I mean, in general, things happen, right? Cars get into accidents. We've seen in the past on the news in the U.S. that sometimes even some of these Amazon trucks get broken into. If your items are on there either during an accident or getting broken into, and your items get stolen or damaged, you have to file paperwork to get a refund back for those items. So let's go with the scenario that they make it to the warehouse. So those are a couple scenarios, but let's say it gets to the warehouse, because 99.9% of the time it's going to get to the warehouse. So it gets to the warehouse, but as they start basically breaking down your boxes and getting them into their pick and pack type areas, you never know what can happen. We're dealing with human beings here, and even if it's a computer, you just never know what's going to happen. Maybe some 5-year items get put in the wrong box. Let's say you send it in and you have it in a bigger bag, but there's individual items within that bag, and somebody forgets to open that bag and take all those individual labeled items out that have barcodes and everything. And you have a large barcode that, they scan that says it's a quantity of 10. And I had this happen. I actually received this. So I'll give you a quick little story. So I ended up ordering an item, and it's a very small item. Can't remember what it is right now. And I get it. And instead of getting one, I got a bag of 10 of them. And I could tell really quickly, every one of them was labeled inside the bag, and there was a master label on the outside. And Amazon or whoever it was forgot to open the bag. Could have been a labeling problem from the seller, but they forgot to open it and pour all the items in. So what I did is, of course, I just took my one and I shipped the other 9 back, because I feel bad for the customer.
Oh,
but for the seller. But the reality is, let's say, not myself, but if somebody did keep those 10 items, it happens. Now, what happens is, you as an FBA seller, when you start selling through your items, you're going to get close to the end and you're going to see, hey, wait a minute, I'm short 9 items because I sold one, but somebody got a bag of 10, right? So what Getida does is we help you fill out that paperwork to get your money back for those missing 9 items. Now, we are strictly performance-based. That means if for some reason Amazon does not give you back that refund, you don't pay a dime. So performance-based, meaning that we take a small percentage anytime we do actually successfully get you a refund. We'll give you a few other scenarios just to kind of go along with everything. You ship in 1,000 units. They say they only got 990. You know you shipped 1,000. We file paperwork. They do have a short amount of time to try to find those items. If they do not find those items, then they have to give you back a refund. Now, let's talk about the refund a little bit. So on average, we're going to recover 1 to 3% of your annual FBA sales. It's actually probably a little bit higher than that, but approximately 1 to 3%. So every year, we're going to get 1 to 3% back. Also, when you first sign up with Getida, we're going to go back 18 months. That's the maximum allowed by Amazon to go back and look for any refunds that are due to you. So think about it. When you first sign up, we're going to go back basically a year and a half and look for any of those issues in the warehouse or any other issues that you've had, and basically be able to get that refund back for you. And then going forward, we're going to check your account every single day, even if there isn't an issue. So we're always looking to get you money back. And another thing we help Amazon FBA sellers with is weight and measurement issues. Now, this one's a little tricky because we do need your help. Obviously, at Getida, we don't know the actual weight of your items, right? Or the dimensions. So we do, within our dashboard, have a very easy tool that you go in there and automatically will pull all the weight and measurements that Amazon is using to ship your items. So if you find there's a shipment and you're like, oh, there's no way it weighs that much or it's that dimension, you can actually correct that right within our dashboard and submit it to us. And then we will go, and that one, we can only go back about 90 days. So I always recommend, David, everybody going basically every other month, kind of checking on that. Should only take you a few minutes. Once you kind of made all those first corrections, you can export that sheet and just use it as a reference sheet. And then, of course, as you're buying new products, make a reference of how much they weigh and what the dimensions of the shipping box is. Even if you're not shipping it to a fulfillment facility and you're going straight into FBA warehouse, your factory should be able to get you that information you need.
So the way that I see this is also for newbies or sellers who also been in the game for a few years. I know there's a lot of my friends who are selling, they have no idea how much money they're actually leaving on Amazon's table just because they don't check it. They, give for granted that, it's okay, Amazon knows everything. If there is anything going wrong, Amazon will take care of that, because that's the assumption that all the sellers have. But it's not like that, because Amazon is not doing the work that you are supposed to do according to Amazon, even if the F up might be by Amazon. So so here's where a company like Getida gets in actually and helps you deal with this. And I remember I was astonished by your presentation in Tokyo. You were sharing some numbers, like on average, how much you refund your customers. That was like, wow, mind-blowing. And it's just a win-win situation because, as you were mentioning, your customers, that is Amazon sellers, don't pay until you actually get the result done, right?
Correct. Yeah. So if for any reason, let's say we spend 10 hours trying to get you a refund and Amazon says, absolutely not, we're still not going to give you a refund back, it costs you nothing. We don't charge you for those 10 hours. We don't charge you for the paperwork, the time, everything. Now, we are Amazon partners. So obviously, we're part of their network. We're on their app store. They trust us. And we've gone through an audit with them and everything. So we're trusted by Amazon to know what we're doing. We have, when I first started a couple of years ago, we had less than 50 employees. We're over 200 employees now, which a large majority of those are actually dedicated to making sure those refunds are submitted every single day for our sellers or for the Amazon FBA sellers. They're also most of them are former Amazonians, meaning they worked at Amazon and they were the ones receiving the request for refunds. Now they're working on our side and helping submit all those. So, there's a little bit of an edge there for us to be able to kind of help out customers. Basically what ends up happening is It's a pretty simple process. You really don't have to do too much other than the weight and measurement issue or a miscategory. If Amazon miscategorizes your product, you have to inform us. You have to let us know your weight and measurements. You have to let us know if they put you in the wrong category. We just had a new tool. So I want to break this out because I don't think you actually heard about this tool when I was at the Tokyo event with you. So we do have DocMaster and DocMaster Pro, and I'll explain the quick difference between those two. Basically, what happens is occasionally Amazon's going to require a packing slip as a proof, right? As proof. And basically what you can do is, used to be you had to go find that packing slip, you had to scan it into a PDF, you had to submit it, all that stuff. So now what we have is we can actually generate that packing slip right within our Getida dashboard and submit it. Now with DocMaster Pro, we can even submit it for you. So now once you've created that first packing slip, after that, we will start actually submitting them and creating them for you. One less thing you have to do. So let's talk a little bit about some of those numbers you're talking about. 1 to 3% of your annual FBA sales coming back. Okay. People that haven't used DocMaster yet. I had a customer, we were at an event and they weren't familiar with our DocMaster, or just kind of like you were saying, not a lot of people are familiar with what we do. And they'd already been using our basic service, but they didn't get a chance to upgrade to the new DocMaster Pro. We went in there, we found the person about $80,000 sitting there. And then all I had them do is opt in to let us start handling it for them. Now, here's some real numbers. Of that 80 grand, we're going to probably recover about 60 to 80% of that. That's still a good lot of money, right? Heck, even if it was 50%, that's $40,000 sitting there, right? It's your money. All we're doing is help you guys get it, but it's actually more realistically like 60 to 80%. And the reason I say that is because, some are going to go through, some are going to already be duplicates. We're just going to go through all that paperwork and make sure it's all done. Again, you go into DocMaster Pro. So anybody who is actually current Getida customer, go in or contact us and make sure you get signed up with that DocMaster Pro. So there are some numbers right there if you want actual numbers. I do get all the time though, people asking, I'm a brand new seller, or I've been a year. When do I sign up with Getida? The reality is you sign up immediately, because even a brand new seller on their first shipment going in could have problems with an item getting lost, broken, stolen, damaged, miscounted, misshipment, whatever. And we're going to immediately go to work for you.
Yeah. And if you have subscribed, after 18 months that you already started on Amazon, you have lost all the first months of your sales. And also, this 1 to 3% is not a small number, because as an Amazon seller, what's your profit margin? Seriously, like how much you're actually making in profit? What is it? 10%, 5%, 15% if you're really lucky. So that extra 1 or 3%, that's a lot of money. And if you're selling a lot, that could mean hundreds of thousands or thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's really amazing. So I really encourage everyone to take a look. We will have a link down in the description. We're gonna, generate a link for you guys to check it out. So yeah, this is about Getida. How easy it is to use your service. What do they need to do? The sellers, do they need to grant you access to their Seller Central? How does it work?
Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to go sign up at Getida.com, or actually use the link below, because we're going to have a special offer through David's link down below. And we're going to give you the first $400 in FBA reimbursements free. So to try us out, again, no long-term contract. Okay, you're not signing a contract with us. If you, after the $400, if you don't want our service, keep the $400 as a gift from David. Okay, and basically, you're welcome to go. It's a month-to-month type thing. You can leave at any time. We're not some cell phone company, right? We're not locking you into some contract here. So the process is pretty simple. You're going to go through that link down in the description. You're going to sign up. We're going to automatically give you that $400 in free FBA reimbursements. Okay. As soon as you start going through the checkout process or sign up process, I guess is more a way to say it. Old school e-commerce, right? Brain checkout process. As soon as you go through that sign up process, we are going to ask you to do an MWS Connect, right? It's a standard. Any tools you use in the Amazon world, you're going to do an MWS Connect. The only optional, or not optional, but the only extra step you're going to also do is you're going to give us authorization to be able to submit those refunds for you. That it doesn't really, only for when there's refunds on those issues. We're not going to do anything else. Again, we're a trusted company by Amazon. Last year, Amazon Accelerate, Amazon had their own big conference. We were the only refund company invited to that conference. So that just shows you how confident they are in us, being there as one of their vendors or service providers. And yeah, it's that simple. So MWS Connect automatically in the top right corner in red start showing up. And that's going to be the estimated number we're going to try to get you within short period of time. After that, we're going to start submitting gap paperwork and start getting you back money. I've seen people get back money as quickly as 3 days after signing up. Realistically, it's like 3 to 5 days. You'll start seeing the first amount of money. Usually a lot of the bigger type dollar amounts that we're trying to get could take a few weeks up to a few months. It depends on how much Amazon pushes back. But hey, we're there taking care of it. You just fill it out, sign up with us, and basically we'll get started and we'll handle it from there.
That's amazing. So guys, it's just win-win for everyone. You're not actually paying for anything because you're not going to do it yourself, right? So let them do it. Even if you would try doing it yourself, I mean, how many of those would you actually file correctly and get back from Amazon? You have here a team of professional people who's been doing that for years. Also, they're coming from Amazon, so it's pretty much free money coming to you. So I remember every time I see Rob speaking at the conferences, everyone is like, wow, people are even more interested than taking a look at the latest PPC strategies right now because it's literally free money.
So David, you mentioned something that I do want to point out. We are fully customizable. So, if you do have your favorite VA that you don't want to let go and hey, you're really happy with them, that's fine. Just let us know when you sign up, contact our customer support, let them know that you have a VA already doing refunds for you. We'll go look for everything else. Or even better yet, if you're already using a refund company, stay with them. Add us on top. See how many companies out there tell you to do that? They always tell you dump your other one. No, you know what? If you're happy with them and you got a good rate, we're still going to give you that $400. We're going to go look for all the other stuff that they're missing. We're so confident that we're going to get the highest amount of recovery back that I can already tell you that anybody who's even using a VA or a current refund company, we are going to go back 18 months and we're going to find you some money, which probably tells you that they're not getting you all that money. And what I've seen on average is most of these refund companies are missing somewhere around 20 to 30% of your refunds. So that's why I always suggest, even if you have one and you really like them or you're getting some low fee or something like that, put us on top. We won't touch anything they're doing. No, we won't go in to your VA and steal their refund that they're trying to submit. We're not going to do that because that's why we're partners with Amazon and we're trusted by them. Let your guys do it, your VA do it. And by the way, if your VA gets rejected, come to us. We have about a 60% resubmittal rate of getting approval that we can go in, correct the paperwork, resubmit it as if it's been basically declined. And of course, we will charge you, if you come to us and ask us to do it, we're going to charge you only if we get it. And our secondary resubmittal rate is about 60% approval. So that's pretty darn high that we usually find an issue in the paperwork not done correctly. So.
Yeah, I love the confidence, man. And really, I want to stress the fact that recently, so we have been and now let's talk about something different, but still related to Getida. Recently, we have a little bit changed the style of our channel. For example, our specific channel, we want to be different from all the other Amazon FBA channels. We talk about a lot of different stuff. And we're also focusing on SEO, and we don't really invite a lot of people anymore. But Getida, I really wanted to get Rob for a long time because it's just an amazing service that I think that everyone needs, and that's absolutely amazing, really good. So yeah, this was everything I think for Getida. Let's just spend 5 minutes more talking about something else. I have the last question for you. You guys will find the link down in the description. And I'm going to ask Rob, so 2023, where do you see selling on Amazon going? Do you have, because you're attending a lot of, conferences. You're not a property marketing guy, but you are deep inside the Amazon FBA ecosystem. You're talking with a lot of sellers. You've seen a lot of things. Tell us, where do you see this going? Is it still easy starting on Amazon today or making money on Amazon?
Yeah, that's a tough one, right? I mean, you have to be. It's funny, but a lot of the same things that were true a couple of years ago, or even 5 or 10 years ago. I mean, I started selling online in 2001. I started my Amazon business in 2012. I exited both of those in 2018 for multi-7-figure type exits. the one thing I did see, yeah, it used to be you could just throw anything up on Amazon and it would sell, right? What we call the, Me Too products, or I always said stamping your name on something and throwing it up there. You got to be unique now. You have to have different features. If you have a capability of designing a product and it's your own product, make sure, by the way, you get that, patented and all that stuff. That's not my specialty. But we're also seeing that, even when you get those products up on Amazon, there's two things kind of going on that I'm seeing a lot. External marketing. You're building an entire brand with a brand website, a Shopify store, social media. You're building up a group of followers that are loyal to your product outside of Amazon. Of course, you're driving them to Amazon to actually buy it, but you have to build out and think like on a bigger level. Think like a Nike or, any of those type of big brands. They have social media. They have all these little different things going on. They have a community of people that care about their product. So that is one thing that, and I have to say, that is something that was always around, but I think it's becoming almost a must do now. It used to be you could get away with not necessarily doing it. Now I think you have to. The other thing, and this is kind of cutting edge, is AI. Using AI. I am lucky enough on my podcast to have a lot of also people on talking about different things going on and seeing some of these really cool tools. There's some really neat AI tools out there right now that can help you with your descriptions, your titles, your images, generating lifestyle images. I had a guy on yesterday. If you could take those images, go over to something like PickFu, because they're good friends of mine, but check out PickFu. And then you took all those photos and start ranking them and figuring out which ones are the best ones, and started like building out what is your first photo, your second photo, your third photo. Of course, also your video, right? You have to have your video at the end. And maybe one of them is an infographic, which, by the way, he also generated infographics within seconds. That was really cool. So, things like that, ChatGPT, understanding how to use ChatGPT and some of these other tools to be able to, boost the quality of your listing, find keywords. It's all there. You got to learn it. Again, it comes back to, like I said, you used to be able to stamp your name on something, you throw it up there. Now it takes a lot more education. It takes a lot more understanding of technology. So has it gotten easier? Yeah, it's gotten easier in one sense. So if you're technology savvy or understand a little bit, these things are going to be a lot more helpful to get you going faster on Amazon. But if you're just starting out, it's going to take some learning. You're going to have to go learn and understand these things. Is it still viable? 100% viable to still sell on Amazon. Can be very successful on there. I did it for 20 years selling online. And then, of course, at least 10 years basically selling on Amazon, had a successful, run on there.
Rob, I love your experience here. I want to stay with you talking for longer, but we're going to keep this one short. And I promise that I'm going to bring you back. We're going to talk about diversifying your business, because we both do that. And we have a lot of fun stuff to share with our audience. And I want to stress the fact here, I am seeing right now an interest coming back into the images, Amazon images. And I noticed that on my Google Analytics, because we have a lot of topics on our blog. And recently, in the past year, the blog about images has been going up again in visits. This means that more and more people are looking for this topic. So what we have done is, guys, there will be a link to that blog post, because we have just re-updated this blog post for 2023. And I agree with what Rob is saying. So go and check it out. Rob, this was everything. For now, and super amazing. Guys, use the link in the description to use Getida. Get your money back right now. And yes, so don't forget to like, subscribe, etc. Follow also Rob. Yeah, Rob, what's your podcast? You also have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. So my podcast is called Sellernomics. One word. It's Sellernomics, just like it sounds. And you can find it at sellernomics.com is the podcast. The YouTube channel's youtube.com/Sellernomics. And check it out. We have basically twice a week, we have episodes on there. We have a guest on talking about amazing things going on in the Amazon industry. And then our second one during the week is sort of like a demo day. We call it Show Us What You Got. And people get to come on and kind of check out your different tools. I get to learn a lot about all these new tools and these new things coming out. So they're all Amazon e-commerce related. So yeah, be sure to go over there and hit that subscribe. But after you hit the subscribe here, and make sure you hit that link down there to sign up with Getida.
Definitely. Get your money back. Thank you so much, Rob. And I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.